I don't want this project to be just some Illustrator and Photoshop clicking. It will be practical, of course, but I want you to be able to create business cards independently, whether for your clients or for yourself. And I believe that it is essential to learn some principles of creating proper documents that we will be designing our business cards in. And besides, on many stages of the design process, you'll be asked by your clients for some advice, and you have to back your claims with some data. So in the next few minutes, we'll talk about things like business card size, the bleed, and the document settings. But I promise to keep it short, straight to the point, and as fun as possible. Let's start with the document size. When you're working for a client that uses the imperial measuring system, inches, not millimeters. So if you're working for a client from, let's say, USA or the UK, you'll be preparing your documents in inches. And the most common size of business cards for you would be 3.5 inch by 2 inches. And those of you guys and gals who are working for clients who use millimeters instead of inches, you'll be preparing your documents in most commonly in these sizes, which would be 85 by 55 millimeters and 90 by 50 millimeters. The document size is not the only thing we have to keep in mind. We also need to remember about setting something called the bleed. So what's that? Well, bleed is simply a small space around the main part of the business card that is added for safety. We need to make sure that our background image covers the entire design space, so we are not left with any white border. Plus, the blades of a printing machine need some space to cut, and we don't want them to, well, even accidentally cut off the main design part. And a typical bleed size would be 0.125 inch or 2 to 3 millimeters. There is also something that I call the inner bleed, but you can also come across a different name, which is the safe zone. And the safe zone is a small margin or padding, typically of the same size as the outer bleed, that pushes the main design elements away from the edge of the business card. And it's used for, again, safety. We don't want the most important parts of the design to be cut off, but it just looks better design-wise. And as for the color mode, a CMYK color space is recommended, although if you prepare your business cards in the RGB color model, the business card will, well, definitely print, but you may be surprised that the colors look differently than you expected. And the resolution of the document should be set to 300 dpi, which ensures the highest quality of your print. And just a quick side note here, if you want, you can download a pre-made template from your printshop's website and use that, but I think that if we want to be professional graphic design freelancers, we need to know the technical aspects of business cards, and we need to know how to create a template for ourselves, which is what we will do in the next video.